Okay, there you go. I don't know why, but the mic thing was not working. Now it's working, so give me a second. Okay, so I've been saying it while I was on mute. So let me just repeat again. I'm not a professional in this game. It's my first ever card game that I've played. I'm only doing this because one of my viewers has requested a deck tier list. So here I am. Okay, let's get started, shall we? Okay, so I have found multiple, not really multiple, but a few websites that I could start off for this video, for this deck list, without me having to go through the trouble of creating everything from scratch. And also, I want to showcase my decks right here. They may not be the best, but it represents a few of these deck types. So let's start off with the, I would say the most OP. Let's just showcase to you guys deck tier list. This is the website I found. So you can see, I think you just ignore the pictures here. You just look for these. So these are all the deck types. I'm not sure if they missed, whoever that made this miss out anything, but this is set 5, so card set 5, so it should be up to date by now, because right now it's also card set 5. And here's another website where I found someone that created a tier list for these decks, which I have some disagreement with, but some of them I agree. So let's get into talking about S+. Like, we'll go from the top of the list to the bottom of the list. Let's see. So let's start off with the most broken deck right now that I would say Portal, like both Portal, like except for Artifact. I think Artifact is not that good, like doesn't deserve the S+. It is still decent, but Puppet and Egg Portal is basically broken right now. The reason why is because I'll put them in S+. I would say the order doesn't matter here, but I don't know which one is better in the same tier, but maybe Egg is better, to be honest. Let's just say that. Okay, let me show you guys in game. I do have both. You can see here. So card set 5, new edition of cards. The most important card that came out that is so fucking broken is Imari. As you guys know, and you literally just play this card and spam spells and just fill up the deck, which is like super good early game like aggro. But the reason why this works even in egg decks is because you can literally draw the devastating soprano card faster, way faster. My deck might not be the best, probably can do some, but I'm not sure whether this is a good card to hit. But yeah, basically all I do is, if I get Imari early, I literally just use her early, even whether I have whether it is turn 4 or turn 5 for the Evo. I don't wait for the Evo, I just play early to get the spell. Or if you get it later on, you also can evolve it and turn 4 or super evolve it. But my deck doesn't cater to Imari super evolving, because I only have one cost card. So there are some decks that in Imari Egg that also includes these two cards or just this card. Some people do that. So it depends on what kind of deck you're going for. It's like your play style. Are you slightly more Imari focused, or are you more towards egg, like generating eggs? For me, this is like more towards eggs. So Imari is less useful in this sense. That's why I don't really evolve. I don't really aim to evolve Imari at turn 4 or turn 5. But yeah, egg is already quite broken before this, and now Imari just made like the progression of getting the eggs faster, like it's just way too broken. Plus, these two puppets are also quite good in early game countering for early game aggression. So it's quite hard to lose in these, but I think my deck is probably not the best. So that's it for egg. Puppet. Puppet is more like, it's similar to loot, I would say. Puppet is basically like similar to Swordcraft loot, but with early aggression. You basically just fill up the board, play this or you play this, fill up the board, keep on threatening them and prevent, and if they don't manage to clear the whole board, you get damage, of course. You slowly chip them until you finish them off with orchids. Or if you don't have enough, like if they manage to clear the board most of the time, then you can go use spells and then orchids and puppet cat and the game. Which will, I think, 70 damage in one turn, which is quite broken. So yeah. It is quite broken because they have early aggression. You can counter early game aggression decks like Swordcraft, and it also counter late game decks that have weak early game. Therefore, I'll put it as plus. Plus, this card is also quite broken because it's literally a free transform card. Transform and banish cards are broken. So far, banished cards are quite expensive, but this transform card is freaking cheap as hell. Plus, it's a spell and it synergizes with Imari. So yeah, but the difficulty of playing this deck is quite high because you need to. I would say every deck need to have a plan, but this one you need to really think about it. Like you cannot just randomly play your cards. You have to think in the future what you're going to do and stuff like that. Like, to set up your win con basically, I guess. Like setting up your win con is basically the same for every deck, but this one is also one of the hard decks to set up win con for, because you have to sometimes you keep on, like for example, if you keep on discarding, right? End up you have no more cards left. Because you have 6 discard cards. 3 cards here, 3 cards here. So you need to make sure that you don't discard what you really need. And then you run out of cards. That's one downside of this deck. You easily run out of cards if you don't plan on which one to discard. So yeah, that's one thing to take note of this deck. But aside from that, it's a very strong deck. So that's it for the Watercraft. Artifact, we'll get back to that later. But let's go on to the next. Let's see. I would have a few. I would have, I think 3. Let's go with 3, okay? Let's start off with Fine Dragoncraft, okay, or Ram Dragoncraft. I do have a deck on that. I'll show you. take seven cards to ramp up, increase my max play point, and then I quickly get to Fanny. And of course, this deck is a mid to late game deck and it's also a very costly deck, you can see here. But the win cons are these two basically. But because this is a very mid to late game deck, it's more of late game now, but because of that, you literally need to tank a lot of damage to your leader at the start, especially against early aggression players. So that's why I have this. This is a very good card early game to counter early aggression. Although not fully, but it does take some aggression off and help let me survive. This card is also a very good early game card, clear. But in early game, what I would really want is to get the ramp cards. So the downside of this deck is if you don't get ramp cards, you are literally fucked. You know why? Because if you don't get ramp cards, you have to be about the same play point as the enemy, and while you have literally half of your deck is literally fucking expensive as hell, right? Or slightly, yeah, about half. 17, yeah. Half of your deck is fucking expensive as hell. So if you get unlucky with your card draws, didn't get that many ramp, and your enemy is like an early aggression deck, then you're fucked basically. But I do try to mitigate that by having 3 Neptunes build up eventually, like around the game. And yeah, I try to survive basically. I have won a few games against Luke, literally just by out healing, and he wasted all his evos, which means he cannot finish me off, and then I just keep on stacking Fanny and just kill him eventually. Yeah, but let's say if it's against a late game deck like me, let's say they don't have early aggression basically, so I literally just have to keep on ramping up, and then Fanny, and then these two are my weak points. I have 4 evolves, so I'll be mostly saving evolves for the urns or Stark if we have the leader. And mid to late game, you also have very good clear board potential. You have Gal, although I only have 2 copies in this, but about mid to late game, you probably will get at least 1 copy. If you don't get it, you also have Philly, or if you have both, which is good, because you get to clear the entire board with just 3 play points. And the downside of this deck is, like I told you, it's way too costly, and if you get lucky and you don't get grabbed, then you're fucked. And another downside is that you basically don't have that much drawing card power. You have like 3 cards to draw, 2 cards to draw, 5. Aside from these 2, this is not really a good drawing card, but I guess it's a good one, unfortunately. But aside from this 5, you also have these 2, but this is very expensive. If you don't get lucky and get to know, like after you play Fide, like if you get to know before playing Fide, you'll be a full 8 play point. But if you get it after playing Fide, you basically get a cheap one. So that is good, but it's basically card draw luck. But it is a very powerful into late game. You just have to survive the early game. So that's the reason why I will put this at the top of the all the decks, the deck list, tier list, because they have a very good endgame potential, plus a lot of healing power also. So yeah, you just need to get lucky and get the ramp. Next up is, I'm not sure if I have a deck for it. Let's see. Odd Haven. Okay, let's talk about Odd Haven. I do have a deck for it. Odd Haven is also S+. Reason is very simple actually. Odd Haven, you literally just Odd Haven is quite weak early, as in you give a lot of, how do I say, a lot of turns to the enemy. Like if the enemy is just playing a late game deck, you basically give him a free setup because you have no threatening power early game. My deck is probably not the best. I'm not sure if there's a way to prove this. Probably I can remove but I think there are some decks that. Okay, let me show you example decks here. You see here, right? There. Yeah, I probably could follow these decks. You can see they don't have Bluebird here. It's probably better not to get Bluebird, to be honest. So I might remove it. You know what? I think I'll copy it. Let me see. Bluebird. Show you guys. I'll remove Bluebird. I think John, they only have 2 copies of John, but I think 3 copies of John is important. Because especially in late game or against high healing enemy decks like Runecraft, you definitely need John for late game. I don't think you need 3 Gillinees, do you? Oh, they don't have the Ghost of Holiness. That's why. Let's just remove it then. Yeah, sure, I'll remove it. But they do have the ice here. These 3 Gillinees is for healing. I think I agree with what they did. Shrine Mouse. I'm not sure what it is, but I guess monster literature would be a good early game card, right? But you know what? I think I'll follow most of what they did, except that I'll remove one of the Desperate Shrine Mouse. They only put 1 Desperate Shrine Mouse, but I don't want that. I think I'll remove that 1 card and put it in John. So it's mostly the same. Okay, so it's mostly the same as this deck here, you can see. But I removed the Desperate Shrine Mouse and just put in 1 extra John. That's it. Okay, so let's get to explaining why this is good. Because early game you would have quite good early aggression counter. You can do monster literature at first 1 or 2 PP to have bot presence, so that you are not like blindly giving them a free setup. They will have to take some damage for that free setup for enemies that play late game decks. Or if it's against an early aggression deck, you can have Christian, I don't know how you pronounce this, Christus. You can have Resolve of the Mist Bloom to counter 5 damage. You can add 5 play point, this is where you can clear the whole fucking board with Salefa. And basically you are setting up everything until you get Kishiro. And once you get it, it's basically you keep on setting up draw cards on the board while timing it in a way that in one turn you draw like multiple cards and or re-roll multiple cards using this amulet, and then you draw, like you literally just draw, that's it. So you literally, it is so fucking broken. Yeah. Do you guys want to watch me play? Wait, let me see. Have I done it? Okay, let me see. I forgot the videos that I've made before. So the first ever Shadowverse videos that I made was a loot Swordcraft. I haven't played Swordcraft in so long. But yeah, loot Swordcraft is still one of the best decks, which will be S+. I will get that after this. Runecraft, Earthright, yes. Dragoncraft, Havencraft. So these are the videos I posted. I haven't posted odd. We call this an odd Havencraft, but I have played this deck before. So yeah. Next up on the list I don't really have a very good Luke Swordcraft deck. Do I? Do I have? No, I don't. I don't. It's very outdated. So, but here you go. I will show you guys. I mostly agree with this. Okay. Oh, they don't have. I don't know what you call it. What you call that card? Okay, you know what? I'll just copy this. Give me a sec. I'm not sure. I guess I'll stick with this now. I'm not gonna change anything. I think this is very valuable early game. And yeah, basically this will be the deck. Basically early game aggression. Hopefully you get this. If not, you get this. Set up for your one. Basically look, Swordcraft is trying to find weakness in the enemy's deck. I don't know how to explain to you, but it is very broken. The difficulty of playing is quite high, as you need to really think about what the opponent can play and what you can play that they wouldn't expect. And how to say it? I don't know how to explain in a way. Is your gameplay just better to explain? I haven't played Swordcraft in so freaking long, but well, you guys asked for it. Quite hard to find benchmark. Okay, Earthrise, I would say is one of the best decks.
ちゃちゃっと終わらせよっか。では行きましょうか。
Okay, Flash Quick Step, Flash Step. Oh my god, Flash Quick Step. Progression.
そうですね。そうだね。楽しみにしておくよ。よし。これは。
I could have used my.
魔法薬でお役に立てれば。
What? I think this.
やっぱり私じゃ。よし。よし。よし。
I should have done this. Yeah, I think I should have done.
面をかぶるこの私。魔法薬でお役に立てれば。
Let's see. Oh my goodness. What? Wait. I will lose some HP. Wait, no, I can just. What am I thinking? I can just. My brain is not breaking. I have to play.
やっぱり私じゃ。
I forgot I have to so I can just one. Oh my goodness. But yeah, this deck is quite good in clearing board.
仲間たちと
Right after
では
set 5 came out,
一緒なら
たどり着ける
the
俺のものだぞ
card that allow us to draw cards. I think I'm going to save this opera because upright should have a lot of. I don't know what to do here the rest of it.
俺のものだ渡せ
Because
もっとよこせ
行きましょう。どこまでも行きましょう。どこまでも。
俺のものだぞ
oh, finally, I think I don't go for this one. I want to go
その懐へ返してみた
アルベスの槍よ。
我が懐より返還を
yeah, I could just go for bounce, right? Wait.
君のハートは俺のものだ
なんてこと。なんてこと。
Okay. Let's take out both of my sinceros, basically.
これが真理の一撃だ。もっと可愛くならなくちゃ。
振られたか
I think I can just do it. Because this one I can still evolve and do 7 damage if like this is like my last resort. But I still have this and I'm going to get
ひざまずきな。
金より求めし原石
yeah. I can do
動
one
か
more
ないで
damage
ください。
with the blade.
無限の反応今ここ
潮時ですね
Do I go for it? I think I'm going for Ulu. King Sincero here wouldn't. I'm going for Ulu.
我が系の道を開かぬ
加減はしない。
Oh, free basically.
道を邪魔だ追われましたか
そうだね。楽しみにしておくよ。私を舐めないことね。
Let's pray, guys.
暴走だ
Yes, let's go.
そんな。
So I really hate this card, but when you use it and you play, it's so fucking
さす
satisfying.
が私。
But it is the best move there because Sincero wouldn't be enough to finish him off. So my best bet is Ulu basically. And he could Norman and heal up again. So I'd rather bet on luck and time. Oh my god, why am I playing with it? I'm need to be fucking tanky. Oh my god. Oh well, I guess I'm playing one more game. See you guys
終わらせよっか。
ハゼで散り
I'm okay
焦
with
が
that.
して灰
Albert. I don't know if getting Albert early is a good idea, but you know what? Fuck it.
EV でせ
1ページ目はいいこの場所から。
Rico.
返すか
Spell
ねえ
boost
か
Rico.
何も残さず奪うから。
Spell boost Rico. Oh, okay. Let's go for options.
その懐へ返して
Oh,
み
maybe
た
I can go to I guess added unit is better pressure. Yep. Oh wow. What do I? What is Zeta? What does he have? Can do spell with the grand agenda. Maybe I should save Zeta for the 6.
最後まで
道なさい
もらっちゃうわ。
I should save later and go.
クレア行こう。どこまでも。
ハゼロ
負けられないから。
試練は
私
続きます
取り戻さなきゃ。
What do I do here? I can't do Albert. Okay.
北で行く
アルベスのやりよ。
我が
Reason why
戦い
they literally have nothing. Like he have not much cards, and also not only that he literally has 6 hits, so he can't be affording hit my leader, especially when he just used a fucking spell to draw cards. So look at that, brother. Oh my, look at that. Look at that. I think it's Zeta here, right?
誰も私たちを止められねえ。レア行くよ。ああ
And if
全力
you
で
have
行く。
pressure, I won't hit it, I'll just use
ついてこれるアルベス。
So this is the reason why you guys set up late game. That this is Linko. Linko is like super fucking late game.
強えなあんた
So yeah, basically.
さす
Okay,
が
I
私。
should stop playing. Really, so I need to get back to tier list making. Okay, so you guys understood why this is good. Let's go to the next one, shall we? Where were we? Yes. Upright. I forgot the why did I forget? Runecraft. Oh my Jesus Christ. Upright Runecraft. Here, I have a deck of it. It's my second or third deck that I've ever played. After Swordcraft, I played this. No, I played Abyssal. I played Belial Abyssal. Then after I played this. But yeah, this is the ultimate deck that I've created. I wouldn't say it's the best, but basically, yes, you didn't see wrongly. I only have 2 copies of Ryo, and I call her Nom Nom Girl. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Lilan Tim Nom Nom Girl. Okay, and basically my Wacon is to literally keep on evolving my units through upright like this or this, and then slowly or surely get either one of them. And if I get Rayo, it's like playing for the end game. If I get Lilantim, I will be playing for mid game, like high upright, and then try and keep her alive, and then evolve my units to get Xenophon stack, and boom, easy win. But yeah, there's multiple ways. You know what? I've played this in one of my videos, so I will show you guys. The deck already obviously changed since that video was released. But yeah, you guys should know how good this deck is. And my evil points will mostly be going towards Normal Blow for the Super Ego and Enchanting Perfumer for the Normal. Aside from that, there's nothing else. Or no, actually Norman, I forgot Norman. Yeah, but early game, Enchanting Perfumer, I would use one of his hero, like for early aggression, or even at the Sage Light. Yeah, I think I don't need to explain to you guys. You guys can just check out my old video, one of my old videos. Probably that old, not sure. Basically, let me summarize the benefits and the downsides, okay? And why it makes it a S plus deck. Benefits is very simple. It has maybe mid early game progression, but it can clear early game quite well. Early game clearing, you basically just have Alchemic Flare and basically putting down 2 cost cards. Here you have a lot of 2 cost cards, as you can see. So, and if at 3 PP you have enough uprights from, let's say, Penelope and what's the Wish New Brew, you can clear the whole freaking. Oh man, I don't memorize all the fucking cards, okay. But yeah, these are, you have a lot of block clearing potential. It's basically an evolve winning condition, set the ball and stuff. But yeah, and it feels you need to late game, you feel the board very easily. Because you literally have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this one minus 3 because of all the followers in your deck by 3, which is crazy good. Plus this one, crazy good. But that's if you get to late game. Next up is, let's see, the fuck is Hydro spell? I don't understand some of them. Mid-range now. I see. They have a I don't agree with Dragoncraft Evo. I feel like Dragoncraft Evo is better. Find what else. Check my okay, I guess nothing else. No more S class. No more S class. No more S class. Next up, I guess let's just go to S. If I miss out anything S class, I will change later. Next up, I would say is let's settle Forest Craft. Forest Craft is, I would say, one of the most broken decks, but it's not S plus due to one sole reason. They have no freaking way of regen in HP. There's no way. But the best Forest Craft deck so far from what what's Tempo? I think it's Tempo to be honest. Tempo, I will put all Forest Crafts, most of the Forest Craft decks as S I mean, but they won't go higher than S, solely for the one reason, Forest Craft don't have healing. There's like only one card that heals for two. Like a few cards that only heal one or two, that's it. Their healing potential is like shit, you can't heal at all. So the moment you take damage is like very bad for you. But one good thing is that cards are relatively low cost, so you have a lot of early game aggression. So I'll put Tempo Forest as the best out of all the Forest Craft, because you can combine this with Roach actually. Half Roach, half Tempo. Basically, especially after they buffed, I don't know what you call her name. Let's see, do you have here? Roach combo, is it? Tempo Fairy. Wow! C tier. That is not... Are you kidding me? This is C tier? I don't know what to say about that. But... you can make some changes to this deck, I'm not sure. What about Roach? Okay, basically the reason why Roach is also very good, I would say Roach is like probably the second after Tempo Forest. But to be honest, you can create a half Roach, half Tempo. In fact, even the Tempo deck here already have Roach inside. Tempo Fairy though. See, already have Roach inside. But the reason why this is so broken is because this early game aggression plus the moment you get Arya, right now where's her evo? It's written Super Evolve here, but now it changed its buff to normal evolve, so you really can play this quite early. You have to wait for Super Evolve. And you can literally keep on spamming Fairy and Storm. And also not only that, you can combine it with I don't know what you call it, the Forest Craft Evo. Forest Craft Evo. Let me just show you guys in my game. I don't have Forest Craft deck, but you know what? I'll just my Forest Craft deck is like quite complete, I guess. I don't play Forest Craft at all, so I'll play like a few times and I gave up because I suck at it. Where is it? 5 cards. This one. This card. Basically, the Super Evolve this card, and any first card that you play, evolve it. So it's like 3+2+2. And you really can just spam one Fairy each turn to get 3 damage instead of 1 damage. So that is already quite broken, right? Plus, you literally swamp. You can swamp the enemy with you can swamp enemies with this. Summon a lot of fairies. Plus, buff them with +1. You can swarm them with no, not really swarm, but increase everyone's all the fairies stats by +1, which is super useful. I guess this card also very good for adding combo or adding more fairies to your hand. So it's not so good. You get a free fairy every. So it's like a lot of sources to get fairy. Yeah, this is something. I think this is the best. This is not very good. Hey, look, you see, this is like one of the few cards that restores your defense. You always need, I don't know what you call that. This one, abilities, yes. Oh yes, like basically, first card have a lot of good cards. It's just the lack of healing. This one is very good. You get a free gold point. This is good combo, but I don't think I'll ever use it. And this is good for getting the enemy's cards. So this is situational, depends on what the enemy is playing, but this is quite good. And yeah, I think I'm running out of things to say. Everything is good about Forest Craft, it's just the lack of healing, I would say. And one downside of Forest Craft is that since a lot of their cards is no play point, you basically run out of cards easily and you need a way to draw more cards, or in this case Tempo Fairy, you basically is just trying to generate as many fairies as you can and just clear the deck, clear the board while doing damage with fairy. You're not going to use much cards and you won't run out of cards that fast because you're generating the fairy and using the fairy itself. So yeah, it's good. But because of the lack of healing, it cannot be S+. I think with healing, maybe the next card set or something, it'll be S+. But the reason why Roach is also broken, basically, Roach, you basically keep on defending until you have like about 7, 8, 9 play points, and you have to set up all the way. You have to set up all your what do you call that? I'll just show you guys. So basically, Roach is basically super freaking passive. You have to set up your deep wood bounty through using land plants, and you just basically set up draw, set up land band, set up the bail, and at turn 8, like 7, 8, 9 play points, you basically use all these 0 cost cards to increase your combo and then just recover your play point using Carbon Glow, and then double Rhino, and then you can do 20 damage. If you do it, if you play it right, you can do it 20 damage. I think at 8 or 9 play point, I'm not sure. But the difficulty of playing this is very high, because it's like you are seeing multiple moves you have to see multiple moves in the future to see whether you can execute them. Like one turn kill the person, which I cannot do because you have to know which card to play, how many cards you play, then how many combos you can get in the end, and then whether that will end up like killing the one turn kill the enemy or not. But yeah, they do have some early game aggression, not much though, but mostly just defending. This isn't the best deck. I haven't played this deck so long, so I haven't made any changes. But yeah, the reason why this is very good is because it counters a lot of late game decks, because this is like one step before late game. It's like almost mid game lah, basically. You one turn kill them and they have no chance to do the game. If they are late game deck that doesn't have early game aggression, their win con is late game. So yeah. But aside from that, a lot of early aggression decks win against this. So it's like a 50-50 actually. That's why it is annoying and high difficulty to play this, but it's one of the best. I think because of the difficulty, I think I might have to use the kill. Should I? Nah. I think this deck list is basically whether the deck is good or not. It's not based on the difficulty of the deck. So I'll keep it at S, not A. But yeah, it is quite a good deck. Next up is go with Forgecraft again. So Roach Queen is literally the same thing as Roach. You literally keep on defending, and then at 9 play points you play Roach Queen. Was it 8? Let me check. Roach Queen is 9 play points. You play Roach Queen at 9 play points with 9 cards in your hand, and then you one-shot the enemy the next turn after, because you have 8 spells of 3 damage each, which is 24 in total, right? 8 times 3 is 24. But the one downside of this deck, I think, to be honest, Roach Queen is worse than this. Is it? No, I think it's about the same. Because one downside of Roach is that, let's say, if you're playing against a deck that fills the board a lot, like for example Imari, you have to keep on clearing the board, right? And how do you clear the board without using your setup for your win con, right? Like your 0 PP cards. Or in Rose Queen's case is you need 9 cards, you have a high amount of cards before you play Rose Queen. So if I keep on filling the board and I make the player spend all his cards, then once it's 9 PP here, you don't have a full hand, you cannot play Rose Queen. That's the downside. But yeah. It's basically a one-turn kill deck, the same as Roach, so, and it's Forgecraft, so there's no kill. It's very situational to be honest, but this is like a 50-50 deck. But it is annoying to play against. I would say Roach is worse than Roach. Do I put them in A? Maybe I should put them in A now. Put them in A. I'll put them in A. Fuck it. Because they are very situational. Like, they need a lot of setup, basically. It's same for Shack. Is it Shackdo? Shackdo Abyss. You need like a lot of cards. You are very passive until 10 play points. So this might be worse than Roach, to be honest, because the setup is higher, and you need to wait one turn later. Because Roach and Rose Queen, you need to wait at like 8-9 play points, because if you have coin, you can play Rose Queen at 8 play points. But this one you need to play at 10, so it's like 1-2 turns later, right? Which is worse. So I'll chuck the 1 tier low. And somehow it's only 16 damage, by the way. Shadowverse is 16 damage, it's not one turn kill. So all that setup just to do 16 damage, I don't think it's worth it. I'm going to move him one tier lower again. It's not that good. So let's go next. Focus on S actually. Matteo, I love this deck. It's interesting. I don't really play it much, but It's quite suicidal sometimes because you are mostly just aiming to kill the enemy leader. Sorry, I just took a water break. But yeah, basically you swarm the board with a lot of troops early. You play Meteor at 6 play point or 7 play point with Super Evo, and then you prepare all the ghosts plus your spell, your 2-cost spell to deal damage to the enemy leader, and you win basically. But the only downside to this is that it doesn't really have the best bot clearing capability. Yeah, and also Abysscraft is basically not that good at the moment, including Wood and Belial or even I'll say, oh man, I'm sick, so pardon. The downsides of Meteor is that, aside from the incapability to clear the board, if the enemies want the board, let's say if the enemy have high healing capability, like for example Norman, like from Runecraft, basically you can survive the onslaught of the ghosts, or if you are going against a early a deck like Runecraft deck that can clear the board early, then it wouldn't be that effective basically, because once you run out, let's say once you run out of ghosts and your core spell do damage, you're literally dead basically, you have nothing else to play. So it's like early to mid game win con, but if you lose the early to mid game, late game you are absolutely useless. That's why it's an S, it's not an S plus. I don't know, I don't think if I will ever put it as A, because it is quite useful, I guess. Or like for example, if I don't know, I guess depends on how you play it. I'm not sure which ones deserve S. Marine Dragon. Let's see what it is. Mid-range is also quite good. I like mid-range. Mid-range is basically more of a mid to late game using the the cat girl, I don't know her name, but yeah, it is quite good actually. It's similar to Meteor basically. I don't know if I'll ever do it as. That's the thing. I don't know whether they deserve S or A. Let's see. Oh, that. I don't know what's hybrid. What the hell is hybrid? Spells. I don't know. But I'll just take one of it. I will ignore the other one. Let's just say spell boost. I think spell boost is quite good, but not the best because you is against the early aggression deck. You have limited bot clearing spells. You only have like Storm Blast and let's say Dark Side. That's it. Then you have to wait until you get 5 play points for your. Hello? Is my audio working? Okay. Just now they say my OBS. But yeah. What I was saying is you can fill up the board. I'll just show you. I have a spell book deck. You basically fill up the board with Blaze Destroyer on front, and you can use First to Storm, and then you can you also have late game potential with War. And for me, I also put Ruler of Conquistors, but I'm not sure if it's a good card because I might remove it because I feel like War is good enough. Plus late game pressure with Wonders and Blaze Destroyer. Yeah, basically. I would use this card on Blaze Destroyer, get the new 0 cost, put it down with Wonders, and then yeah, basically like I would put like just my second Enigria because the first Enigria is not enough to get the cards to 0. I'll put 2 down, so around like turn 5 or 6, and then I will have like 2 or 3 Blaze Destroyer, maybe 1 Demonic Core, and yeah, I think I'll change the deck. I don't know. I'm not thinking straight, but yeah, something like that. Basically, you have mid-game aggression with new monsters and a Blaze Destroyer to fill up the board. So it will be quite hard for them to, how to say, clear the board, and you'll probably get some damage, and after that you finish off with like Tron with Super Evo. It's quite good, but it's lacking compared to other decks in the way that, man, it's getting late and I'm sick, so I might not be doing this straight. Then there's so many decks. But yeah, basically, like I said, you need a lot of setup for spell boost. You give the enemy a lot of setup. Are quite bad against early version, and yeah, basically that's the cons of this deck. It's not the worst against early version, it's okay since you have 5 spells that deals with it. You just have to hold on until 5 play point. But yeah, that's it. That's all for me. That's why it's as not as last. Linko, I would say it will be. I don't think it's worse than Shackle because you can finish off and you can kill the enemy before 10 play point, but you do need a lot of setup plus you also same reason as your spell boost because need a a lot of setup with spell boost and you don't have to do badly against early aggression. That's why it's still better than Shackle. So it's not the worst, I would say. You know what, let's just run this, shall we? Mid-range is basically you use last words card as like the 3 cost card. I don't know what the card name. Let me go and see. Rotting Zombie. Basically, you get this kind of cards that have a last word. And sometimes people can't clear the whole board that well. So you use the Cacto together and it gives you extra plus 2 damage. You can use Ghost also, which is only 1 cost card. It's quite. It does a good job in killing the enemy leader in like almost 10 play point, but an 8 or 9 nature. Yeah. But it's not the best, so I think I'll just put it as this. I think I'm like not very sure all these decks that I really don't haven't played before, but only played against like sometimes. I only mostly play the S plus, I don't really play the S. So yeah. I only play Linker once as like a throw deck. It is satisfying as an ending, but it's very hard. You lose a lot. So yeah. Evil Sword I would say is an S. Maybe I give too many S, man. Evil Sword is basically you swarm the deck, the board, and then you evolve. Yeah, basically the evolve is Evil Sword is like the evolution is late game, but the early game is swarming the board, which is very good early version. It makes the enemy hard to clear the board and occupies them with clearing the board and less of setting up for themselves for their weak point. So, and then late game they can use Sandalphon, they can use the 4 cost card, I don't know what it is. Sealphon. Yeah, it's basically just dropping to the board basically. So I'll give it a S. Oh, what? S? Why? Maybe A. Maybe I feel like not all of them is S. S plus, yes, they are all quite powerful decks, but some of them, like for example Fanny and Odd Haven, they need a lot of setup. Technically, Rookcraft also needs a bit of setup because you need to stack up on Earthright and stuff, but that not much but especially these two. Portalcraft, I don't think you really need to set up. It's just broken as well. But yeah, against decks that need setup, Abyssal Craft is quite good. It's like a Storm deck, I guess. Evil Sword is a late game deck. It's quite strong as a late game deck. Just not much win con because the win con is basically filling the board and yeah, I don't think so. It's basically filling the board and late game you just settle board and you don't really have much cards to evolve except for like seal form I guess. Stack up the evolve for the center form. So the win con is like only Xenophon and filling up the board. And if the enemy can clear your board easily, then what? I don't like. It's very hard. And occasionally they do put in some storm, like Albert, like maybe 1 or 2 Albert, as a sneaky storm to finish off the enemy. Because there's not really much recon except for filling the board. So that's why I put it in. But it is very annoying to clear the board. It's very hard. Especially for decks that require some sort of setup. The filling of the board is very, very difficult. But yeah. That's why I put it in. I don't think it deserves the S. Aggro Sword, I'll put it in, you know why? It doesn't deserve an S because it's a fucking RNG. It's literally a fucking 50-50. You either win or lose. I don't like it. So, hey, 50% is in the middle. Let's see. Let's go to Havencraft. Havencraft, I don't think they deserve S. Does it? Let's see. Do they deserve S? It's not S plus for sure. Havencraft is very setup reliant. That's why. Their endgame is very good. I would say Evo or what Havencraft is like one tier below Crest Havencraft. Right? Because what Havencraft is like basically similar to Evo Sword, where you basically just fill up the board and then your Wincon is Xenophon, right? And yes, you do have Marwin in the deck, but you're not really a Crest focused deck, so you only get like 3 Crest total, and maybe Supplicant, which is 4. So, and most of the time you're like you're using your cards to hit the enemy. So your Crest sometimes is used and sometimes not used. So it's like a hybrid of a Crest and Ward deck. So yeah, I think I'll put it at the same tier as Evo Sword, Ward, because the Wincon is basically praying that they cannot clear the board. And only Wincon is like Xenophon. And a bit of Crest. But Crest I would say is an S. The only downside to Crest is draw luck. If you draw, I've been talking while referring to my own decks. Let's say I have an Evo War, I have a Bot, Havencraft, I have Crest. So let's say for Crest, you basically need to get lucky and get Grimneil, Marwin, and Wilbert early. If not, it's like very awkward, and if you get Grimneil, late, you get Marwin first, then it's like very awkward and very hard to win afterwards. Because the crests go in the order that you put them down first. So you want the green gear to activate first when you have super evolve on the field, and then Marwin, so that you get some damage and board clear potential. So you need green gear first. So it's basically a draw card lah. But yeah, my deck here is a hybrid ward hybrid, 1/8er, and basically I just have to get lucky draw. That I don't draw useless cards like Meddling, Bernison early. I don't draw like killing cards early, or even Galleon and Knight of Holy Order early. I mean, if I get it early against early aggression, these board cards are quite good, but I'd rather not get them early. Because I want to set up my crest. I'd rather get crest card early than a board card early. And if I get this early, Centerfall early, Himeka early, all these high cost card early, it's fucked. So it's very, very luck reliant. Yeah, and you only have one draw card early game. Because late game or mid game with Congruent, right, you basically have a lot of draw power from Congruent. And with only one play point draw card, you still can overdraw. So that's why you don't really need any more draw card except for this. In fact, I think I might even do this. I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether it's a good play to this and do something. But yeah. It's a very good late game deck. It's one of the best late game decks, I would say. But the setup is crazy. Like you need a insane amount of setup plus draw luck. So that's why it's not S plus. It's S. Oh wow, oh, the music is very loud. Oh Jesus Christ. Is this okay? It's better now? I just saw my mic is very low. Oh my goodness. Damn. I am now adjusting the volume. I hope that is better. I'm so sorry for future people that have to watch me. But I just saw the chat. My bad. Okay, moving on. Next, I'm sorry for making you guys watch a very long video live stream, but I just want to get this done over with and I can go sleep. Mode Abyss, good late game deck, but I would say it loses to Crest Haven because Crest Haven have a lot of board clearing potential, and it also gives the opponent quite early setup because mode also doesn't do much, I guess. Sometimes some mode have Belial in it, like one card with what's it called that? The 7 cost card thingy, I forgot. But yeah. Some basically have Belial hybrid in mode. Some is pure mode. But it's a good late game, but I think maybe here. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. What do they say? Mode. They put it as B tier in the middle, huh? So it's either I'm also thinking either A or S. I cannot be super sure. A lah. Let's just put it as A. I think the main reason is because, like, mode is basically you. Yeah, you basically it's similar to Evo Sword but better in just filling up the board once you get your 10 faith. You fill up the board and pray that they cannot clear it. The win con is basically that's it. That's why it's A. I don't think it's a S. Okay, go on to the next. I don't want to waste more time. Storm Ramp Dragon, huh? Storm Ramp Dragon. I'll say A. Because Storm, huh? Maybe S. Is it S? I think S. I don't think it's S plus. Is it? A Storm Ramp Dragon is broken in a way that if it's the same as Fanny, where if you get ramped early, you're basically set to win quite easily. But basically, you won't have that much early game counter unless you put in cards for it. But basically, you in Storm Ramp Dragon, you basically have Ram, then you play Storm cards, and you literally ignore the enemy, or not really ignore lah, how to say. You also have the 8 cost card, I don't know what you call it. Oh wait, I've been in the game. Okay, you guys see, I've put it in S. I mean, put mode in A. Okay, let's go back to the game and Storm Ramp Dragon, huh? I don't know what's the name of it. Garyu. So it's basically similar to the card, the Kwon card in Spell Boost, where you do 5 damage to the enemy. But most importantly, you may have cards like this, maybe not. But most importantly, you have Storm cards, you have Intimidate cards. It's basically an intimidate spam. At 7 costs, you play Storm. Then you probably have multiple cards of this, and then you use it at 10 play point and cheese your way basically to try and win through Storm. But it is not the greatest at board clearing, I would say, right? I think so. Because they aren't really focused on like I'm not sure. I think I'll put it as S still. The board clearing is decent. It's just not the best. Depends, cause of Fanny. Fanny basically is hard carrying, right? But let's say if you get unlucky with your draws, you only get Storm, and then the enemy have like wards. Or let's say enemy have a full board, right? How you gonna clear it? Maybe you play this, but to be honest, no one really play this anymore. It's very rare. But yeah, if you play Storm, it's hard for you to clear the board. That's basically it. Or you just ramp until you get 10 play points, to be honest. That's the one, like, even Storm Ramp Dragoncraft have these 2 cards. That's the reason why I put it as S, because these 2 cards are just broken. Together with Ramp, of course. That is why they are S, but they're not S+, not worthy. Next, I want to sleep. Evil Dragon, I'll put it as A, or maybe even B, to be honest, I'm not sure. It's the same basically, it's the same as all these. Same reasoning. You put down cards, evolve it, your win con is Xenophon. It's not the best but not the worst. A, middle. Evil Abyss, same thing. Basically your win con is late game. You can win either through Xenophon or Belial, but Belial get countered by Havencraft, the barrier thingy. But that's only like Havencraft, and not many Havencraft decks have barrier card in it. I put one card in it in my deck, in my crest deck, but that's only one. But yeah, the reason why it's A not S because it's a late game deck. It requires a lot of setup. And other decks like one turn kill decks like Forestcraft or Egg Portal that ignores whatever you put down because it targets your leader. Can bypass yeah, basically I don't know, man. Basically the meantime you are setting up everything, you're just going to die to loot sword, you're going to die to Egg Portal and Puppet Portal craft at like I don't know 8, 9 play points. So yeah. Go on to next. I don't really know this. Evil Forest Craft, I would say here too. A lot of setup required. Everything evil is I would say is A lah, to be honest. Aggro Abyss I would say is a B because Aggro Abyss is basically a suicidal. It's suicidal storm. So if your suicide doesn't work, you just dead. You're just dead. So it's a B. But I feel like Shadow is basically the worst so far, to be honest. I'm not sure if it might be on par. No, but it's slightly better because you still can execute, right? Can you? I don't know. Do you? I'll say just put all C to be honest. Do I? I don't know. I don't know. Something like this. This is the one time kill goblin. It's about the same as spell boost, Linko, but instead of Linko it's this. So it's a late game one. Yeah, basically you only have one troop in your deck, which is Oguri, and then the rest are spells. So I think it's worse, to be honest, cause it's everything else is spells. You don't even have Anne and Greya. That's the worst thing. So I think C. It's basically like a troll deck, to be honest. Artifact Portal, because of the 2-cost card, I forgot the name because I'm sleepy AF. Where am I? Imari. Because of Imari, Artifact Portal is quite good. So I'll put it as an A. It's not good enough to be S. And Marine. I'll put as B because Marine Dragon, right? Where's Marine Dragon is basically you spam Marine, so you do have a lot of healing power, but you don't really have much win condition. Your win condition is probably just your discarding, basically. You discard the one cost card that you discard. Let me show you guys. This card, I don't know what's the freaking name of it, but you basically keep on discarding every turn and you get a free storm. That's it. So I'm not sure. I don't really play that deck, so I'm not really sure. But basically, it does have very good clear board potential, board clearing potential, but the win condition is quite ambiguous. I don't know what kind of win condition you will have. So I'll give it a second lowest, B, but not the worst, not A. I feel like there are more better decks compared to this. So I don't know what the hell are these two, so I'm not going to do it. Like, I don't know what the hell is a hybrid spell boost. Oh, is it half spell boost half Earthright. If it's that, then it's probably getting to 10 Earthright. Then you use the, let me see. I'll show you guys. I saw it before, but I don't think it's the. I think it's worse than. It's like Jack of all trades, Master of none. You know. I think it's worse than both. Where is it? This card. You get 10 Earthright, then you double the attack and everything. So if you get that, of course you probably win, unless you are against Havencraft and you get Unholy Vessel. But if you get this, I think you will probably win. But it's already hard to do spell boost, but yet you also doing Earthright to get 10 Earthright. So how the hell are you gonna do that? You need a lot of setup. Too much setup. Too much. That's why is like 1 or 2 tiers lower than where did I put spell boost is S. Earthright is S plus. So I think it's a B. Is it a B? Cause I treat C as like a troll deck. Shark though is not really a troll deck, but it's so bad that it deserves to be a C. And what's this? Druid Forest? I do have no freaking idea what is this deck, but I'm not going to rank it. I don't know what that deck is. So this is my deck tier list. Do I post it in YouTube? YouTube posts? Should I? Sure. But yeah, I want to go sleep now. Thank you for watching. Oh wait, why am I doing this? Is there a save? Yes, there's a save. I don't need to use snipping tool. My bad. Okay, that's all for today, guys. Thank you for watching. If anyone watched to the end, I'll post this in my channel. And thank you for the 1 or 2 viewers that I have, I guess, which is probably my friends. See you guys.